Ah, that's why it's there. I wondered where the water goes after that. Right. Oh. Wait, do you mind? I'm in the private zone. Anyway, now that you are here, we shall open a new episode. And do you know what it is? It's episode 40. Yes, 40. Who would have thought, John? 40. We'd get to that point. So
life begins here.
I know. Anyway, it's episode 40. This is a Nauticus 27 foot. Of course, I'm Phil Murphy, and of course, he is producer John. And we're going to try in this episode to complete this zone, the private zone. So, without further ado, let's play the music and let's continue with, let's hope, a very, very good episode. Play it, Johnny boy. By the way, just take a look up there before we go anywhere else. You like it? I'm sure you do, because I do. So that is complete. Do I want to take it down and store it? No, I don't. It's going to get stored up there. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to completely cover it so that if there's any dust and whatnot, it's not going to affect it. It's okay, it's all stain guarded and it's all waterproofed, everything's all sorted. But by the time I'd got everything done and it wasn't easy to put up there, I thought, I'm not taking that down again. So I'm going to completely seal that ceiling section up. That's all going to be finished and forgot about. And then we're going to concentrate on this side of the boat above where you're currently sat at the moment, which is the hatch, because the hatch needs doing and that's part of the ceiling. So that has to be done in this episode. So also we've got a cabinet that's going in here I'm currently making. So I've got a little bathroom cabinet that you haven't seen yet. I've just got to put the doors on. So I've done all the little bits and bats and putting all these oak oak strips around here for the last week that we haven't videoed, because to be honest, you've seen me put panelling up before. These were little bits and I've been whittling away. So I thought there's no point you watching that. So we'll watch some interesting things similar to that. So without further ado, let's get on with it and we'll start this episode with something. So let's get going. Right, dear friends. So what is the job for today? Well, I think we're going to need to put the floor down, make it look good, and also we're going to do a little bit extra because the oak veneer that I put on the bulkhead to face into the bathroom, I'm not that chuffed about, and you'll see why when we go up there. So I'm now going to do a little bit more than the floor. I'm going to use some LVT, which is luxury vinyl tiles. John, I don't know whether you can see what that make is. Obviously this is for UK people. I'm sure you'll get it elsewhere, but it's basically a what would you call that look?
The
look.
Oh, sort of vintage.
Yeah, sort of
distressed.
A distressed. That's
Distressed
it.
is the word.
But it's got multicultural. I said that in where we went. It's multicoloured, so it will go with anything that we sort of put in there and stuff, because at the end of the day we've got different coloured oak panelling. So anyway, that's what they are. That's the size that they come in, and more importantly they have got a self-adhesive back, so we can peel that off and stick it to where we want to stick it to. And I'm going to stick this to the oak panelling that I put up because I don't like it. So it's going to go basically.
You can stick it where you want.
Exactly. It's going to go down the bulkhead like that, and then it's going to continue on the floor as a bit of a feature. Yes. Hopefully it'll look good. If it doesn't, guess what? It's going to come off again. So that is what we're going to start this episode off with. And I'll also show you all the bits and bats that I was doing last week, which was tedious. And to be honest, I look at it and think, what did you do? It's all little bits of this, bits of that. And because I can't put the toilet in because I need to put the plumbing in first, then I need to put the flooring in, then the plumbing, which hasn't arrived yet, so I can't continue and finish the job, which is frustrating. We're just going to have to get on with something, and this is what we're going to get on with. But you'll see it all when we get up there. Okay, let's get up there. Well, I assumed wrongly that this was stuck and anchored like I've done all the rest of it, but alas no. Now that's given us a really good idea, because first of all, the reason why we're going to all this and having a new section on here is because I don't like the colour of this in relation to the rest of it. I know you can't see the return at the moment, but everything is looking like that. And then we end up with this piece here, which to be honest, I thought would work out okay colour-wise, but I think it's going to bug me. And if it's going to do that, it's going to bug me forever. So I've decided, yes, it fits absolutely perfectly, but it's the wrong colour. It looks dead to me.
It looks great. Compared to the other wood, it looks great.
Yeah. My terminology is it looks dead. So, because it fits very, very neatly, I've now got the opportunity to take in this ply down there and put in this new flooring that's going to go down here, across there, and I think that will look like a really good feature, and then that will eliminate this issue here. How are we going to stick it all onto the bulkhead? Well, of course, that's what we're going to do. We're going to stick it on there, so that shouldn't be a problem either. So that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to take this off, which, as you can see, look how neat it is. It's perfect. So there's no reason why we can't have a perfect situation. He says it's tucked behind that. I'll need to pull that off first and then pull this off. I'll have to make a line here actually, just as a guide. Right. There we go. You see what I mean about the colour? The colour's absolutely fine here, here, and then that is just grey, as John's just said. So we can actually fully fit that now. Ah, marvellous. Right, you need to put the camera down and I'll pass you this.
Okie dokie.
Right, so we've brought the panel down and now we've laid out these, and aesthetically I think these look pretty good as they are. Don't forget, nothing matches. So I've rough cut them in to a sort of to around about the right shape. It doesn't really matter, because once they've adhered, they got themselves stuck to this, we can flip it over, use the jig and actually marry up the ply and the line, and then we've got an exact perfect scenario. So that's what we're going to do. So all we've got to do now, John, is start with this one and work our way across.
Right. You're probably going to go to about 8 times speed now. That's it.
Right, okay. It's really tacky, is this stuff. So I think we've got one attempt.
One shot Murphy does it again.
One shot, one take. And it really is one take. Wow. I don't think that's coming off. Well, let's just say that he's stuck. Right, well, I think I should put this one in next, don't you, John?
Yep, work down the straight edge.
Yeah. Well, we're actually governed by that. That's got to be level and that's got to be level. So whatever happens there, happens there. So I must make sure that that is clean from dust. I did sand this surface thinking that I would be able to revitalise it. And it did to a certain degree, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't.
You couldn't breathe any life into it.
No. And I think, to be honest, I think I'm going to really like this looking stuff, or LVT as it's called. Right, this is going to be definitely fun because I've got to get that edge there, like so, and let the rest do its thing. Like so.
Where's it going?
It's going nowhere. What do you think? Well, I'll tell you what you'll think when we offer it up there, which is going to be exciting. I'm definitely going to trim this bit off here first, because the mouth's too much. But that's what we'll do. We'll flick it over, we'll trim it in, and then we'll go and see what it looks like. Right, well, after a bit of grunting, we've got it in place, and as I thought, it's nice and neat, fits very snugly, too snugly at some points, but we've trimmed a little tiny bit. But the overall effect, what do you think? You've got to picture it on the floor as well, which we are going to do, but I think that looks so much better than before. It makes you want to go to the toilet, don't you feel? I do.
Cut.
Cut. I love it. I think it's warm and inviting, and a damn sight better than it was. So that's made me very eager to put some more LVT on the floor.
Great product.
I think it's a good part. Yes, it is. It's easy to do, to be perfectly honest, and it does stick really, really well. So yeah, absolutely, and very easy to cut. And even if you want to trim in, which I did do in certain parts up here with a Stanley knife or a sharp bladed knife.
Box cutter.
A what?
They call it a box cutter over the water.
Oh, do they?
Mm.
Oh, right. Well, over here it's a Stanley knife, and it actually says Stanley knife on it. But it is really good, sharp knife, and if you you can whittle away basically, or alternatively you can score and keep scoring it and then snap it off. Or of course you can see what we used, a jigsaw, which honestly just goes through like butter. So without further ado, let's get that done. Johnny boy.
Here we go.
Come on then. Okay, so this is part 2 of doing this flooring. We obviously like that and we think it's brilliant. So we're going to continue this along here. Now we only need a box, or less than a box actually. And I've measured out to see if anything is square, and of course it's not. So aesthetically we want to make sure that what we do see looks fairly straight, and I've decided that this edge here looks straight, and by the time I've measured that point to there and that point to there, they actually are quite parallel. Where it starts to wander off is this last one, but of course we've got the toilet going here, so your eye's view won't be able to see that, so I'm happy with that. So I'm going to take it as it is. We're going to set it off here, and then we're going to progress all the way along, which shouldn't really take that long. And of course, rather than it go on a slow, you're going to put it on fast, aren't you?
I'm going to give you a little, just upgrade you and give you a little
a bit of a tweak. Yes, yeah, because
zapping. Yeah,
and I will turn my mic off. That'll be a good idea, because the last thing you want to be doing is hearing me go.
And that's exactly what will happen.
It will, won't it?
Right.
I thought that was a good impression.
It was very good.
Thank you very much. Right.
Give it me again.
Now you see, you're too slow.
Yeah, exactly.
And not high pitched.
I'm in slow-mo.
Yes. Right. I'll turn this off, and then you can watch in fast forward me put this down.
Have some music.
Yes, that's right. You can overlay it, can't you?
Here we go.
Is that what you do? Right. Oh, sorry, you want normal speed. I got carried away doing it for so long. Anyway, what do you think? How does it look? I think it looks marvellous. It went down really easy actually, in all fairness. But I think the secret is to make sure you have a flat surface, clean surface, flat surface. Okay, there wasn't that many ins and outs to do, and everything was all tucked behind there, as you can see. I probably didn't need to go to that length, but in my own head I needed to do it. Anyway, it's there. All it needs is maybe a thin bit of bead of maybe silicone or something like that, maybe. It seems silly to have a bead down there when it's actually quite close. So I think a clear silicone bead across there would be absolutely fine. Which now leaves this area to be oiled, because I've still got just that fillet of wood to go in there, but I can't yes, I can do the oiling, because that's not going to affect the piping, is it?
No.
So I just need to extend that hole down there, and I also need to make provisions, because we've obviously made a decision now we're going to have a corner sink here. So my theory is we have a waste section there, so that can't be fixed yet. So we have an exit point behind there, so we can either go behind there into that one, or in fact we have another one round the back of here, which you can't see. I can't remember what that one was for. Maybe it was for the sink. You can just about make that pipe out there. That goes out that side as well. So yes, at long last this is sort of coming together now.
And how quick was that to put down?
Well, in real time it was
I know real time.
Oh, you know how long did it take? Half an hour?
No, it took about 20 minutes actual work time.
Oh, right. Yeah, so you'll see it in about 5 minutes, if that. I'll be doing a gazelle feature. Right, yes. So, there we go. What have we got to do here now? Yes, we have the cabinet that I need to finish off, which entails, first of all, finding the oak glued trim that I need to put on the edges. I've forgotten what they call it. What do they call that trim that goes on the edge?
Edging.
Edging, yes. Well, I've got some really nice oak, but can I find it? Can I not? No. So, yes, I need to find that, and then we're going to put that on there, and then we're going to put that in its little hole there, and then I can start oiling it, and then sort of leave that and then carry on to the next job.
You can't believe you've done it, can you?
Well,
It seems too easy.
that was quite easy to do, yes. And I don't think it's going to curl or anything. I think it's well stuck. I mean, oops, that is well anchored. And it's not peeled, it's not come adrift, so that's good. So yeah, no. Oh yes, I can sit there.
All right, that's enough.
Admiring my work. Yes. Anyway, right. Shall we, what we're going to do now? We're going down there, aren't we?
Doors.
Doors. Yes, cabinet doors. That's what we're doing next. See you down there. Right. Welcome back down here. This is the cabinet. The doors are sanded down and they've been laminated overnight. So I've basically only done one side because I think I'm going to oil everything and see what it looks like, because obviously I think that's the top actually. When it opens, you're just going to see these edges here, really. I know you're going to see that side, but you're into the cabinet. I mean, I have covered, if you look inside, I have internally covered it in oak, and I've also got a shelf to go in here, so which is on the boat, so that's ready to go. So all I've got to do really now is right hand draw, is to put this on, which is real oak. I'm going to put those on round the sides, etc., just to finish it off. And then we'll oil it, and then we'll offer it. Well, we'll oil it when we do all that, but I can't do it now when I just said that I would do on the boat, because I've got to nip out and I've got to get some supplies, because I didn't realise that they're going to be shut tomorrow. So anyway, so I've got to nip out and do that. So I'm going to have to close this episode. I know, it's a tragedy.
It's been a good one.
It has not been a bad one. It's not been as good as the last one, but I've enjoyed it. It's been a bit frustrating, but I mean, the last one was that, John. I mean, you can't top that.
Well, if you completed a job.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm happy. I'm looking forward to doing this because I want to get that on. It'll just make that area look that bit more finished, if you know what I mean. So that is going to be the opener for the next episode. So all I need to say to you guys is please send in your pictures of your boats. We haven't had any this week. We've not had any response from anybody. Just a little reminder that we love seeing what you've got in the way of boats. Some of you may not have boats, but as Marcus sent in, we enjoy it, and the other people, they sent in their boats. We just like to have them on board as well. So please do that. Also, please subscribe and please press the like button, because it costs nothing to do that, and it just helps us get going, if that's possible, because it's a little bit on the slow side at the moment, but you know, we're quite happy with how things are going. So I don't think there's anything else, is there?
That's number 40.
That's
Complete.
40 complete. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very shortly in the next one. Bye for now.